Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. The final episode of Book 2 for Avatar, The Crossroads of Destiny. This was one of my favorite episodes. This is hands down like amazing episode. A lot's happened in the last, in the last episode. Katara got kidnapped. Long Feng and Azula have an agreement now. Azula is aware that Zuko is in the capital along with Iroh, and Aang was not able to activate the Avatar state. So now, and Toph escaped. That's one bright spot. Toph did escape and is on her way back to the capital. We now arrive at the Crossroads of Destiny. Avatar Season 2, Episode 20. Here we go.
What kind of trouble is Katara in?
In my vision, I just knew she needed help.
What is that?
What do you think? It's a Toph.
Need a ride?
So how did it go with the guru? Did you master the Avatar state?
I'm great. It went great with the guru. I completely mastered the Avatar state.
Did we just block up a shocker right there?
Yeah,
I think he did. I think he reblocked like
wasn't there a gate that was blocked by Elias?
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe the Earth King overslept?
It's tea time.
Azula.
Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname, the Dragon of the West?
That's pretty dang cool.
Yeah, that's fishing.
Oh.
Ouch.
I'm tired of running. It's time I faced Azula.
Are you going to challenge me to an Agni Kai?
Yes.
No thanks.
Well, that was
Katara's
productive.
Fine. You have nothing to worry about. If there was any danger at all, Bosco's animal instincts would sense it.
Good for you, Bosco.
Zuko! Someone's at the door. Actually, I know who it is. It's an old friend of mine. Glad to see you're okay.
I need your help.
I met him in the woods once and knocked him down. Then he gave me tea and some very good advice.
There is good inside him.
Why don't you come back when it's outside him too, okay?
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong,
Said he's
yeah.
in trouble.
Azula and Longfeng are plotting a coup. They're going to overthrow the Earth King.
My sister. Where are they keeping Katara?
In the crystal catacombs of old Ba Sing Se.
You're the Fire Lord's son. Spreading war and violence and hatred is in your blood.
You don't know what you're talking about.
How dare you? The Fire Nation took my mother away from me.
You too,
I'm
huh?
sorry. That's something we have in common. Aang, you go with Iroh to look for Katara and the Angry Jerk. No offense.
None taken.
And I'll go with Toph to warn the Earth King about Azula's coup.
Toph thinks you give pretty good advice. I met with this guru who was supposed to help me master the Avatar state. But to do it, I had to let go of someone I love.
Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love. Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.
There's not a better character for him to have talked with.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's General Hao.
What's going on here? You're under house arrest.
The coup is happening right now.
Oh.
There's a reason why he was stuck out of the wall.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we're in time.
Cutie.
I'm kind of involved with Suki.
Who?
She's Firebender.
Looks like we're dancing together. This fight is over.
Dai Li, arrest the Fire Nation princess.
Yeah, about that.
I said, arrest her.
About
What
that.
is wrong with you?
Your coup just got
They haven't
cooed.
made up their minds. The fact is, they don't know which one of us is going to be sitting on that throne, and which one is going to be bowing down.
You've beaten me at my own game.
Don't flatter yourself. You were never even a player.
Man, get flexed on.
Uncle, I don't understand. What are you doing with the Avatar?
Saving you, that's what.
Zuko, it's time we talked. You're not the man you used to be, Zuko. You are stronger and wiser and freer than you have ever been. And now you have come to the crossroads of your destiny.
Oh no.
I expected this kind of treachery from Uncle, but Zuko. It's not too late for you, Zuko. You can still redeem yourself.
The kind of redemption she offers is not for you.
Why don't you let him decide, Uncle? You will have Father's love. You will have everything you want.
Zuko, I am begging you. Look into your heart and see what it is that you truly want.
Damn it!
All clear. Let's go.
I'm not leaving without Bosco.
Didn't even think about that.
Okay, that's really freaking cool.
Oh. Water knife.
That's also really freaking cool.
Can't firebend when you don't have any arms, when you don't have arms or legs to throw it.
I gotta say, this whole fight is just legit.
You go, Bosco.
Just take the bear.
Bosco!
I feel that.
Well,
Let her go.
I'm sorry, Katara.
Really? Was that easy?
You've got to get out of here.
Poor Iroh.
Didn't feel good, did it?
The Earth Kingdom has fallen.
And that's where the second season ended, right there.
Man, that's rough.
God, dude.
To be left with that while they were like working on the producing the next season. Holy
and then
cow.
not only that, but in between the filming of, or the creating, or the making of seasons 2 and 3, Mako passed away. So the original voice of Iroh had passed on, and he never got a chance to record any more lines for Iroh in season 3, which sucks, dude, because, you know, and that's why they had the whole tribute to him in the Tales of Ba Sing Se, and that's why it's always, that specific scene has always stuck out in my mind.
I mean, that was a cool episode, though. Like, that was an awesome fight.
I know, dude, and that's, like, that to me is, like, the epitome of, like, Western animation combining with Eastern animation to like, create these amazing visuals like that. Like, that whole fight scene right there, they incorporated every element. They incorporated all the styles. They incorporated, like, shifts in the flow of the fight, with Katara having the edge over Azula because of her fighting style, but then when Zuko came in, he actually had an advantage on Katara, and then Azula switched over to Aang because she had the intimidation angle over Aang.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, right when Aang finally gets the Avatar state, is about ready to use it, surprise attack, boom, lightning bolt straight to the back, right in the spine. And from what it looked like right there, the Avatar state was no more. Because, as it was stated previously, if you die in the Avatar state, the Avatar is no more. So that whole thing weighed heavy right there on that final battle, and then when Katara used the healing water, all of a sudden you saw the light come back. It's just like, oh gosh, okay, so Aang's all right. But what does that mean for the Avatar state?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean for the Avatar state? Is the Avatar state gone because you know, did Aang die for that small moment? Did he? You don't know.
They did say that the Avatar cycle ends if you die in the Avatar state. So
yes, exactly. So they're
gonna pull Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I can't say. I am shutting my mouth on that.
Your smile indicates yes, they are.
So here's the thing with this episode. This episode left everybody just like on this big high when they watched this. I remember watching this the first time and just being like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." And then the wait for season 3, and the wait for the rest of the episodes to come out is just like, "Oh my gosh, what is next? Where can they go from here?" And there is so much more in season 3 that you all, I can't wait for you all to see it.
I still think it's going to kind of come down to, like, just based off what you just said, like, yeah, like, if the Avatar becomes someone else at that point, they don't have the time for that Avatar to become fully grown enough to end this war. But the whole thing about the Avatar is they can bend all 4 elements. So if Zuko realizes he fucked up and he comes back and he joins their squad, they still have, among the 4 of them altogether, all 4 elements to bend. So they have essentially, you know, those 4 things working together, if they could get in unison enough, could be close to an Avatar.
It's like Captain Planet this thing.
Yeah, like, so I think it's more like their group
being
is
the heart.
Their group is like the final Avatar that puts all this to rest over just Aang. Like, because they put so much focus on the group and everything, and he wouldn't have made it close to half this far without them.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so
I mean, yeah, without Toph.
That's kind of how I predict that it's going to turn
without
out.
Toph, they'd be like at the center of the earth right now. And
well,
scary
Toph's like
Owlman's
badass
castle.
as hell. So.
And Toph being able to metal bend.
Yeah.
Like, Toph getting that down.
Metal!
Exactly. Yeah, like, Toph's the most metal character in the show. There, I said it, Internet. like, prove me wrong. Toph is the most metal person in this entire show. And it just goes to show you, I mean, Toph being able to metal bend is, yet again, it's sort of a parallel of human understanding. You see, we as humans, we think we understand a lot. We think we understand everything. For instance, you know, Newton, when he made the law of gravity, it's just like, oh, that's how gravity works. And all of a sudden, here's Einstein with relativity. It's like, that's not true. So here's my perspective on it. And then
it's like their understanding in that world is like, you earth bend, therefore you bend the earth. Yeah. Nobody's ever thought about the fact that like metal is still
literally
earth.
Refined earth.
Like literally, if all of those earthbenders in that prison had a thought of that, like,
yes,
how fucked would those prison guards have been?
The mentality, like when you change your mentality on something, you'd be amazed at what's possible.
Well, also, I mean, who has the depth of understanding that Toph does? Because she basically had to, like, feel vibrations through her body in the earth. I mean, so it's like, she's, I mean, you know, I know there's unique, but she's so far beyond unique as far as earthbenders go from what I've seen.
She's a game changer, dude. She's a game changer when it comes to earthbending. I mean, she's the best earthbender in the show by far.
Well, I mean, I know Azula's like a prodigy, but she's like, as far as earthbending goes, she's like double Azula. I mean, because she was trained by badger moles who are blind, and she's blind, and like she can like basically see through the earth with like this tremor sense. I mean, it's just, you know.
It's like, what other properties could there be like that you could expand on with that for the other styles? Like, I wonder.
Well,
so you have, I don't know, like, I feel like you can get really brutal with it, like, beyond kids show brutal, you know, for sure, like, with those things being possible, like, being able to bend air, you could literally, like, just suck the air out of someone.
My friend...
Like, being able to bend metal, you could, like, manipulate the iron in someo's blood to kill them, like, water, you could do the same thing, basically. So.
This show goes dark in certain points.
Yeah.
This was pretty dark.
I just know there's only so violent you can get with a Nickelodeon show before they're going to be like, nah.
My friend, it gets pretty dark to the point of where there's been articles written about the third season by, you know, troubled individuals who think it's problematic. There's certain episodes, I'm not going to name which ones, you out there who have seen this show already know the one I'm talking about, but there's one in particular that's just absolutely brutal at its core.
So I'm like the only person that hasn't seen this show, I think, of all the people I know. And somebody pointed out to me since I mentioned that we were watching this and talking about like pulling the air out of somebody's lungs. So they said that Monk Gyatso, they were like, were his clothes burned? And I was like, I don't know. And so it turns out his clothes weren't burned. And then there are a bunch of Fire Nation bodies around him. So they're like, yeah, like, he like sucked like oxygen, like fire needs oxygen to burn. So it's like the conclusion, they were like, he sucked all the air out of the room and suffocated all of them in there.
Including himself.
Yeah, including himself. And I was like,
that's pretty
whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I never thought about it. I was like, crap, that's dark.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about this show. I mean, the layers that are to this show, you know, there's the kid level, which, you know, they see the bright flashing colors, the cute characters. They're like, oh, wow. And they see the funny animals.
The fact
like
that it's
Momo.
on Nickelodeon during the daytime when it aired. You know,
well, yeah.
So.
Well, and then not only that, but, Animaniacs got away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And
that's usually about passing, like, adult jokes over kids' heads.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Whereas here, the layers of battle and, like, you know, what we understand about warfare and everything, you know, you see the brutality of it the deeper you look into it. I mean, just like right there with Monk Gyatso and his demise.
Well, I mean,
I knew about that. I just didn't say anything. I was like, oh god.
I mean,
I just wanted to see what
I started to talk to Jacob about it when we first started watching it. About like, wait, if they can do this and this, and then couldn't they do this? And he's like, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah. Please,
and I'm like, then yes, they do. Like at some point, I'm sure. Like
there's things that.
So I was talking to him about like, couldn't you technically bend metal as like an earthbender? And he's like, I'm not gonna say anything. I was just like, all right.
And there you go.
Yeah.
What you got in these two episodes here.
Yep.
Well,
and so I was like, fucking knew it.
So kind of because the elemental thing, that was also I think the ancient Greeks like talked about that, how the sort of there were like platonic forms of things, like the pure essence of it, but nothing in this earth is pure. And they were like, we have fire, but it's not pure fire, because if you look on the bottom of your pot, there's like the carbon deposits. So it's like there's a little bit of earth mixed in with the fire. So they're like, you know, kind of everything's connected. Every element has some trace of another in it.
Isn't like certain colors of flames like actually more pure of a flame, like
blue
temperature?
Yeah,
like, or is
a
it
blue
temperature?
flame is traditionally like a much more like hotter flame that is more pure, if you will. Which is why you see like acetylene torches and stuff like that burning blue, because you know once they start up, they're yellow, but then you turn up the acetylene to where it can burn at the very high temperatures, like 2,000-3,000 degrees. It turns solid blue.
And then you have like, I think if you burn sulfur, it's like a green flame.
Yeah, and then there's the white flames. The white flames are the ones that scare me the most. Those are like dwarf stars that are about 10,000 times hotter than our own sun. Those things scare the hell out of me because they produce so much energy that in the terms of physics, they should not exist. Brown dwarfs as well. They produce so much energy that, they shouldn't exist. I mean, it bends the very idea of physics that we have in our head, general relativity. I mean, we see like black holes and singularities and stuff like that, and that we think that that's the absence of light, but no, it's literally so much mass cultivated into one area, it has literally punched a hole in existence.
What?
That's what it is.
There's got to be your mom joke in
Never
there
heard
somewhere.
that. I always heard it was just an area that was like that had such a high gravitational pull that it pulled in light. Like,
Well, no, you see, it's the same. It's the Ant-Man paradox. You see, because there's only so much mass that can be encompassed in one area before it pretty much punctures a hole in all of existence and creates a singularity, a black hole. And that's the same thing they say is what happened after the Big Bang. Things combined into certain areas so quickly, so fast, that literally it just popped singularities into existence. And thus, more singularities have been appearing more and more, and it seems as though the expanse of space just never stops growing. I mean, it's just everything's pulling apart at great speed to the point of where we're never going to, like, even if we reach the edge of our galactic cluster that we occupy, we will never be able to go in dark space and reach another one with our current understanding of physics. The only way we can do that is if we have something like what Neil deGrasse Tyson proposed, a relativity drive, to where we produce so much energy we're actually able to bend space and time to the concurrent points of where we want to go.
Event horizon.
And yes, exactly. And then puncture a hole through to the other side.
Accidentally open a portal to hell in your spaceship and fuck the whole crew.
Well, that's one thing.
And the people who come to figure out what happened after that.
Well, yeah, and Event Horizon is...
It's one of my favorite movies. If you haven't watched Event Horizon, you should check that shit out.
It's fucked.
Even though I accidentally just kind of spoiled it for you, but...
Well, no, that's sort of the main plot.
Yeah, I think if you read the descriptor of it, that's kind of what you...
But it doesn't tell you...
I just watched it blind, and I was glad I did, because all I knew about it was I read the article about the guys who were making Dead Space, and that was something that inspired them. And I was like, they have this big list of stuff I really like Alien and The Thing and... Resident Evil, like stuff that inspired them to make this game, and then I don't recognize this one, so I'm gonna go check that shit out.
And you watched it, and you were blown away.
Yeah, I was glad I did. It
was
a kick-ass movie.
A lot of people shit on Event Horizon.
We don't need eyes to see.
A lot of people shit on Event Horizon when it first came out, but over time it has gained a huge following as like super sci-fi.
I think Dead Space in that article on Game Informer probably helped out. I'm sure there's more than just me that read what's Event Horizon, went and checked it out.
Well, I watched it before I watched Dead Space.
I showed it to my bro too. That like
introduced
me to horror movies, and he was like, "Hell yeah, it's an awesome movie."
I watched it with my dad, and my dad was like freaked out by it. He was just like, "Oh God!" And me sitting there is like I think it was like 14.
I know it's still kind of a cult following though, for sure, because I say that quote sometimes, and everybody's just like, "What?"
Yeah.
I just love that quote because they use it at the beginning of a band's use it at the beginning of a song, and that band's super fucking underground as well. Terminally, you're a boarded ghost. But yeah, they use that quote at the beginning of a song and just go into this crazy, So, but I always thought it was cool as hell sounding. Just where we're going, we don't need eyes to see.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for Book 2 of Avatar. This was the Crossroads of Destiny. Hope you all enjoyed it. I guess we're going to see you in Book 3, Fire. So, again, thank you all for tuning in.
2/3 of the way done.
Yes, indeed. And until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you then, everybody. Peace out.
Get flexed on.